What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So before I get into this video, I want to give a big shout out to the brother Aram for the $10 donation via the PayPal. Longtime subscriber to this channel and big time lover of the golden age of the NBA. So this is a relatively old news story, but for some reason this is recycled recently. And I remember when this actually happened. So you might recall back in November of 2021, Scottie Pippen had a book released called Unguarded. And in this book he was talking about being a Chicago Bull from his perspective. But more importantly, when this book was being promoted, Scottie Pippen's less than flattering opinions about Michael Jordan and Phil Jackson were released to push and promote this book. And in one of the interviews that Scottie gave prior to the release of the book, he said something about how he felt that he was better than Michael Jordan as a player. And of course this rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Most people the wrong way. I think the only people that actually loved hearing this are Michael Jordan haters. But other than that, no. And this rubbed Shaquille O'Neal the wrong way. Now I'll put a link to this article in the pinned comment in the comment section below. So this was in an episode of the big podcast back in 2021. Shaq was updated on Pippen's claims of being better than Jordan. Shaq's tone turned serious upon hearing this. He didn't say that, Shaq said. He never said that. If that man says that in front of me, I'm going to hit him right in the esophagus. Yeah, I'm going to drop him. Do not finish that sentence. And, on the one hand, I can understand Shaq feeling that type of way. Shaq is one of the great players of all times. Between 1992 and 1996, Shaq played in the Eastern Conference. Shaq played against Michael Jordan in the East from 1995 through 1996. And, even though they got the best of Michael and the Bulls in 95, Jordan, that was prepared and basketball ready, the next year they got their revenge. And it's just getting to a point now where a lot of people that played against this guy know how great he was as a player, how great he was. Not just great, but spectacular. Because even when Shaq was playing against him, Mike wasn't in his peak anymore. He wasn't in his prime. So for a guy like Scottie Pippen, who couldn't even get over the hump of getting out of the second round when Mike was gone, you got nerve to say you're better than Michael Jordan? Come on, man. That's just absurd. And to all these people that keep saying, well, Jordan couldn't win without Scottie. Well, if I remember correctly, when Scottie missed the first half of the 1997-98 season, even though the Bulls did struggle initially, and that's because Dennis Rodman was struggling so terribly. But once they got it going, they wound up with the best record in the East. Matter of fact, weren't they like... what was their record? 20... Were they 24-11? 24-11 when Pippen came back, I believe. 24-11 or something like that. They're either 24-11 or 27-11. One of the two. I think they're 24-11, which means that after that 8-7 start, they went 16-4. So yeah, at the end of the day, come on, man. Let's not do this. We're not going to do this BS. We're just not going to do it. We're not going to entertain Scottie Pippen's delusions. We watched Scottie Pippen, man. He was a really, really, really good player. All right, he fit his role perfectly. But we're not going to act like this guy was something that he wasn't. I'm not going to let people who were not even a sparkle in their father's eye, or at best were shitting in their Huggies, when I was watching the Bulls doing what they're doing, try to lecture me about who's the best. Get the fuck out of my face. Please, literally. Just get the fuck out of our faces collectively. But having said all of that, though, right? Having said all of that, can Shaq really tell Scotty what the fuck to say? I mean, the man did play with Michael Jordan for a decade. And while I think Scottie Pippen is out of his goddamn mind, Shaq is Pippen's junior. Pippen has won 6 championships. And that's part of what pisses me off a little bit with some people, is for some fucking reason Robert Horry gets more respect having 7 championships than Scottie Pippen does having 6. And you could make the argument that Robert Horry was a ring chaser, at least toward the end. I just never been as enthralled with Robert Horry as some people are, man. I mean, he was a really good player, but at the end of his career, I thought he was a ring chaser, but for some reason he gets away with it. You got some people calling him a Hall of Famer, but some people say Scottie Pippen should be a Hall of Famer. And this is, and I'm a Michael Jordan. I'm a huge Michael Jordan fan, huge. But how can you tell Scottie what the fuck to say when he went to battle with Mike, night in and night out? He went to battle with Mike. As much as I don't agree with the shit Scottie Pippen is saying, Scottie Pippen at least should have the right to say what the fuck he want to say. He put in the work. So if you're a little bit confused by what I'm saying is this: I don't agree with the dumb shit Scottie Pippen is saying, but I don't want an outsider like Shaq telling a Chicago Bull what the fuck to say about another Chicago Bulls. That's basically what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? That's in-family bullshit that Shaq has nothing to do with. I don't know, it's just a weird thing with me. Like, yeah, we talk shit about Scottie Pippen, but we Bulls fans. I know it sounds kind of crazy and shit, but we're Bulls fans. We grew up as Bulls fans. We don't want no outsider like Shaq telling this guy what the fuck to say. I get where he's coming from, but you the enemy. You know, speaking of Shaq, I never appreciated the shit he used to say about Dennis Rodman. That Dennis Rodman wasn't really doing shit, and it was all Scotty and Mike. I couldn't tell that. There were many goddamn games when the Bulls won because of one factor, the rebounding factor. The Bulls were shooting like shit, but the Bulls had 15, 20 extra possessions because Rodman had 25 rebounds. So it is what it is. But tell me what you guys think.